Hey Kevin, how you doing? Let me switch to the right scene. There we go. Thank you for the shout out. No problem. I hope you have a great stream. I hope as well. Because I'm planning to do the DLC Blood of. The Blood DLC. How's the game? I finished the main story yesterday. Blood Ties. I want to play the Blood Ties. How is the game? But yeah, I finished the story yesterday. I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to do it 100% because, yeah, that's the fun in that. But also I'm downloading at the moment. I'm updating my PlayStation at the moment at the same time, and installing the remasters for Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3. So maybe we can do that one after this one. Because Blood Ties will take like 1.5 hours, they think, on the website it says. So I'm really curious about it. The other DLC, the Baba Yaga, we already did in the game. We did it during the main story, so those are the two main DLCs, because the Expedition Now's Nightmare is pure combat. So you'll see how it goes. I'm not doing the VR version. I didn't try to connect it. I have VR though. Hey Ryu, hoe gaat ie? Je ook even een shout-outje geven. Hoe is Kingdom Come? Shout-out at Ryu. Here you go. Yeah, we're going to play the DLC, Blood Ties. But first, before we start, I need to open my monster. Because I had like a low energy day today. No energy at all. Oké. School. Ça va wel. En met jou op de tweede. Nice. Ook ça va. Helldivers 2. Ooh, you should play Helldivers 2. I think it's great. I never played it, but it looks so fun. Oh, monster. So let's start this DLC story. Apparently this is before the game, so it's like a prologue. It's so much fun with Ryu and me. Ooh. Yeah, I don't have the game. That's the problem. I don't have the game. Or else I would join you guys in Helldivers. I think it's so much fun. Only the Minefields. Oh, I thought the Friendly Fire. Because I watch a streamer and he's like chaos in the Friendly Fire. He's like, I have an idea, it's not a good idea and everybody will die probably, but it's an idea, let's explode everything. I'll buy it for you if you join us. Yeah, but not today. I'm really doing Tomb Raider at the moment.
Final notice to Lara Croft, current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
But like
there has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor.
Okay, wait. I will. Well, yes, if you said it mine. Yes, Kenny bit. Like nyam. Hey, Spookje. Blah, blah, blah. All that blah, blah, blah. Who is it? Spookje? How are you doing, Spookje? Who is he? It's Spookje. So, somewhere. The mom is missing. Ongelooflijk, echt hè. Ongelooflijk hè. Oh, it's locked.
Needs a combination. It's
Well,
got to be in Dad's papers somewhere.
Try your
Maybe in the
birthday,
library.
your dad's birthday, your mom's birthday, the marriage day. En hij ziet de kind again. Dankjewel, spookje. Op jouw gezondheid. Nou, ik moet even wachten, want dat is een heel taai snoepje. Ah, pak hem zo.
My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing.
How cute!
That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
Maar hoe is het met spookje?
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point, that poor old librarian had to shush us as if we were children.
Kijk, ben je weer
I
helemaal
feel so
lelijk.
foolish for not having noticed her earlier. She's a brilliant woman who's challenged my ideas for the first time in memory. In truth, I don't know if she's feeling as exhilarated as I am right now, but I dare say our conversation was mutually stimulating. For the first time in a long time, I find myself thinking about something else besides my research. I hope she returns for another round tomorrow.
Iemand heeft vlindertjes in de buik. School. I always knew that my parents met at Oxford, but then now the circumstance just like that to our mythology as the way to flirt. Ah. Maar ik moet dat snoepje tussen mijn kaken.
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start. Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad.
Is het een fake? Nee. Maar dan ben je weer helemaal hideous. Oh. Filmpjes?
A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the color was nice.
Who likes wearing dresses? Me neither.
This is probably my grandfather Benjamin.
Oké. Mijn grootvader zag er niet eens zo oud uit. Volgens mij is het eerder je overgrootvader of zo. Met die kledingstijl.
Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
We found it! Boek.
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
Oeh, I wish that book was real. Looks interesting. Looks interesting. Okay, let's see.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway. One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family.
Wow.
But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect. Such grace and calm.
Maar die is
I know
Lord.
he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man.
Oh.
It will break my mother's heart, but I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
My mom's own words. I can almost imagine her speaking. I wish I could remember her voice.
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did.
Ik vraag me wel af hoe ze deze in VR doen. How
The
this
door
would
to the
look
library.
in VR.
Locked. There's got to be... This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Oh, right.
Another way through.
That means... Here.
Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor. Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
Well, we know we can go through here, but I really want to look at the rest of it. Niks.
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist. I have to say I was surprised to see a clean bill of health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks?
Atlas. Ooh.
My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to something, and I'll be damned if I let you use the Croft assets to indulge the same obsession that led to my sister's death. It's not too late to relinquish your claims on the manor voluntarily.
Oh, maar
If you
PlayStation is even
refuse,
uitgevallen.
I will find a way to cut you off. Sincerely, Atlas.
Wat een toffe onkel. En waarom ben ik even met de PlayStation bezig? Omdat we Tomb Raider 1, 2 en 3 remaster ben ik nu ook aan het downloaden. Dus even kijken. Maar mijn PlayStation moest updaten, dus daarmee. En ik heb mijn venster aan het derde scherm open. Kabel is zo net te kort, hè. Ik zie nog even zwart scherm. Die is nog aan het opstarten en die heeft net het update gehad.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, you won't be boring your sword this time.
Oh lol.
The Grand Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid.
Wow.
This will be one of the first things to fix.
The manor looks like it needs some renovation.
A phoenix figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea
Oké,
of
wacht, nu begint het
immortality,
lang
of
zwart.
rising from the ashes and being born anew.
Closed. Requires a master key. Okay.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see.
We've been through this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Just
Locked.
stay out.
Need a key to open this.
Okay,
Dad was
but
always so protective of the West Wing.
why?
I'm not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
Oké, wacht. Ik maak me even zorgen omdat mijn PlayStation blijft zwart beeld geven. Even. Dus even switchen naar mijn PlayStation. Wacht eens even kijken wat hij op de stream geeft. Oké, op stream geeft hij het wel. Oké. Dan is het gewoon mijn programma hier wat niet meewerkt. Oké, momento. Nee, niet. Reset is. Even geduld. Ah ja, nu zie ik mee. Kijken of die de game aan het downloaden is. Of het kopiëren is. Ja, die is al zelfs klaar. Kijk, zo moet ik het hebben. Oké, dan ben ik een order voor zo dadelijk. Dat was alles wat ik moest weten. Oké. Let's go. Ik zag even niks, omdat met die update heeft hij waarschijnlijk uitgezet.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, mistress?
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly. I never told him I was submitting my work. Never thought there was a chance of being accepted. Oh, but a gallery tour is not something I can pass up. The show will take me away from England for over a year.
Ooh.
I'll begin in New York and travel across the United States and... Oh, God! I'm giddy even writing these words. When Richard and I were married, I was prepared to relegate my painting to a hobby. But it was Richard who objected, who gave me my atelier and studio.
Oh, dus ze was een
that support,
painter.
I might still be painting boring landscapes. Now I can't shake the foolish sensation that leaving would be a betrayal. He will laugh at that and insist I accept, even though I know it will break his heart to be apart. He never once asked me to sacrifice any part of my life for his. I have, of course, in 1,000 small ways over the years, but he would never ask. The discussion can wait, and I will join him in Tibet. I won't cast a shadow over his find. I will be by his side in his triumph, as I know he will stand by my side, in time.
This is incredible. Mom was the verge of fulfilling one of her dreams. Fate can be so cruel. Ja, het is wel interessant dat we meer daarvan
Looking
weten.
at the compass, thinking.
What about,
Compass?
if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
Oké. Ga maar af. Kan ik ook naar buiten? Nee, oké.
Hey, Jonah. Sorry for not
Jonah.
getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened, and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long, I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me. If it's worth fighting him for. I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London.
I hope Jonah doesn't worry about me too much. We haven't talked since I left for Syria.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
Lampje. Is misschien wel handig, ja. Ah, new repair required. A flashlight. Flashlight will turn
Should be able to
automatically when you
explore the
entering
dark
dark
now.
areas. Nice. Ook toe. Ja, dan gaan we eens even door die ene muur. Nou, ik vraag me wel af hoe het uit had gezien in VR misschien. Misschien moet ik eens even kijken uit nieuwsgierigheid. Wil ik wel eens even zien hoe dat eruit zag. Maar ik ga hem gewoon een kleine trailer van even opzoeken gewoon. Oké, dan heb je effectief hetzelfde, maar dan zit je gewoon Lara en dan... Want die ene wat dat speelt, die heeft ook heel de tijd die grid in... Ah nee, je zit niet Lara, je zit zelf... Lara staat daar gewoon te kijken en je zit zelf gewoon aan het exploren. Wat eigenlijk gewoon hetzelfde is wat wij nu aan het doen zijn, maar dan met een bril op. Ik denk dat het had misschien meer waarde aan het begin. Maar nu, als ik dan die keuze moet maken, het is wel leuk dat je allebei kunt doen. Maar hoe het eruit zag, zag het niet echt zo smooth uiteren. Wel, nog een trap om te
Falling
repareren.
apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colors.
Aww.
Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such amazing empathy. Because of her, I've had a bit of an unexpected breakthrough in my research. She managed to convince an artifact dealer in Old Town to sell me a magnificent and quite unusual Tibetan scroll. From what I can tell, it seems to contain details surrounding an immortality ritual of some sort.
Ooh.
I think it's time for me to take the next step with Amelia. In fact, I don't think I can wait any longer. I will ask for her hand tomorrow in the bright Egyptian sun, amidst the dust and ruins.
Oh, dat is wel schattig. They're a real team. I heard so many stories about the expedition. To see it from Dad's perspective makes me realize that it was Mom who made it all so memorable.
I'm
Oh.
not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
Ik ben vergeten of dat hier... Moet ik die kant uitgaan of die andere? Oh, blijkbaar is deze op slot. Ik heb de masterkey nodig. Geen wijn? Nee, wel wijn. Wijn en muizen.
Amelia,
Uncle Atlas.
I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without
That's
saying
with
my
Richard,
piece.
with Atlas.
You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and reputation, and that of our family, truth be
Die
told,
stem komt
on
ook
some
eigenlijk
damned
bekend van
foolish
voor.
crusade. I intend to go to Richard's investors and let them know exactly how he's spending their money, but I want to give you a chance to put a stop to this yourself. Please, don't go to Tibet. If not for me, at least for Lara.
Uncle Atlas has been causing problems for my family for too long now. I'm glad Mom ignored his warnings. Ja, wat heeft Atlas tegen Richard? Ik wil meer weten van hun. Ik denk dat dat waarschijnlijk een Tomb Raider Shadows gaat tegenkomen, aangezien dat...
Still just as creepy as I remember.
Lekker veel wijn. Het is gewoon een rat. Het is maar een kelder. Oh, kelder. Ik bedoel, het is maar een kelder. Er gaat niks raars gebeuren. Normaal.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me in the walk-in freezer of all places. Before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside.
Oh my god.
Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds. I know all her hiding places, of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord, if I may be so bold, she misses you fiercely. She is lonely for her father. Please consider a call as soon as you are able.
Oh, poor Winston. I remember doing that to him. I can't believe I was such a little brat. Thank goodness he had such patience with me. Oh.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
Maar is er hier ook nog iets
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to king 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that.
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
Someday.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him.
Ah, waar is Winston dan nu overleden of gewoon out of hiring? Want ik weet niet hoe... Ik ken er niet echt helemaal de lore van Lara Croft. Ik heb het daar echt te weinig Lara Croft voor gespeeld.
I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
Maybe, dan kon je je tegenstanders eerste stap zien en dan kon je daarop reageren. Nu kon de eerste stap op gereageerd worden.
I'm at a crossroads now. Good lord, that's such a cliché. But there's truth in it. 2 roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me. Oh, this really is a rubbish choice. I don't want to lose them, but I love the life I've started to build with Richard. He comes with his own difficulties, but I can accept them. Will it be enough?
For the time she was with us, I hope it was enough. I hope it was worth it. Maar gaan we dan ooit die moeder dan nog vinden? In een andere game of zo? Want dat is wel een vraag misschien. Want hier is een papiertje ook. Ah, maar die moet ik via die kant trekken. Oké. Want die was nooit doodgevonden.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise.
Oh.
It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father's attention. He's been so buried in his research. It'll be a nice moment for the two of them to reconnect. And I do believe he needs it as much as she does.
It really was one of the best birthdays I ever had. Aww. Cute.
Dad loved a good bottle of wine.
Nou, dat heb ik gemerkt aan de wijnkelder.
His favorite Bordeaux.
Dat heb ik gemerkt aan de wijnkelder. Ik vind het zo jammer, van mijn vader had een favoriete malt whisky. En die maken ze niet meer. Ik vond die ook wel heel lekker. Vind ik wel jammer.
Dad, this is it. The basement of despair.
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there. See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on.
Cute.
One of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition.
Waar?
Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise.
Cute. Jammer dat het een beetje kapot allemaal is hier.
Water damage from the main hall above.
Een 8. Wacht, loopt het hier dood? Want dan... Ja, hier loopt het dood, dus dan kan ik die artefacten pakken. It's a mummy weer!
I couldn't have a tomb without a
My
mummy.
god. How cute! Maar ik moet kijken hoe ik... Er was nog een artefact. Ik ben nu denk ik terug aan het lopen, hè? Ja. Ik moet daarop geraken, vind ik. Komt dat hier ook verder? Ja. En loopt hier als een cirkeltje, oké. Heb ik een veroude map? Niet van de kelder. Jawel, ik heb wel een van de kelder. Ik ben naar rechts aan het kijken of er een map spawnt, maar ik zie niks. Die.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Door de wijnkelder. Wacht, naar beneden door de wijnkelder. Langs de beurt. Oké, maar die ene artefact staat daar niet tussen. Of dat is dit hier nu. Dat kan ook nog zijn. Use the servants' passage to reach the library. Ja, dat is hier.
This bust of Anubis was from Dad's Egyptian collection. He must have put it down in the basement for our little expedition.
Cute.
Plans for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights.
3, 1 en 3.
There's a missing page.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met. I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming? I've made this mistake over and over, always putting my research before my personal life. But it's never hurt like this before. I simply cannot live without her. If I have to give up this accursed quest that has plagued me for so long, then so be it. I am going after her, right now, tonight.
It was almost over before it started. I was at my dad's ability to recognize when he was wrong. Beetje laat, denk ik.
Okay, Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
You hope.
It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly?
Oké, dat is nog op slot.
This music is familiar. It's beautiful.
Nou, even aan, hè. Oh. Oh, never mind. Terug naar beneden. Oh, mag ik erop duwen?
Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time.
Eerst eens even in het boek kijken.
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe that this will lead to the fabled elixir of life, but I can't help but feel that a great secret awaits us there. My brother was threatening to shut down the expedition, but I managed to talk him down for the time being. Now I am going to meet Richard. I would bring Lara if I could, but she's still too young. She'll be in good hands with Winston, and when we return, her parents might just be a bit more famous.
She was being to believe. It must have made Dad so happy to know she could accept his wild ideas.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires a very specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's dried. It should prove a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out. For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool.
Aha!
Lara's expedition treasure. My favorite painting by Amelia. The day of our wedding anniversary.
That would never have written down the combination, but it looks like he left himself clues to remember the numbers. Okay.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here. This is my handiwork. I used to love drawing pictures of tigers. Spent so many hours in here, reading, dreaming of my own adventures. Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it, though.
BC?
The Croft family crest. The initials. BC. I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather.
New gear acquire. Lighter. Press
Okay.
X hold near fireplace
Should
to
be
the
able
manner
to
to
light the
light them.
fireplace now.
Huh. En hoe doet dat de fireplace light? Alleen lighting?
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place. The monks welcomed me, as is their way, but they seemed to expect me. They must have known someone like me would eventually come seeking answers. I know this is the place. They've conducted the ritual before. I have seen the evidence, the distinctive symbols carved into the floors, the art displayed on the inner chamber's walls. They've created the elixir before, and they will again if I can convince them. I sent Amelia a message straight away. I want her by my side for this discovery.
That never told me about the smith. Why has he so sure? Why was he so sure? What did he find that convinced him it was real?
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life? One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find.
Jaffa cakes next to William Blake. Denk ik dat het is.
I remember this now.
Hey,
Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Nice.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Is het trekken? Dus trekken. Ja, het is trekken en nu kan ik via de andere kant naar beneden, naar boven. Key.
Except for the image of a key.
Aha, this invisible inked.
I remember this map now. It leads to the master key, but we made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire.
En daarvoor hadden we dus dingen. Het fireplace moeten open doen. Okay.
I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase. X marks the spot, as they say.
Dus dan hebben we de master key nu.
The master key. This should get me into the West Wing.
Nice. Alle deuren gaan nu open. Alles wat we ondertussen gezien hebben.
Right. This should open most rooms in the manor, including the Forbidden West Wing.
Het klinkt zo'n beetje als door een niet door een roosje. Beauty and the Beast, dat was niet te goed. Mocht hij niet in de East Wing, denk ik dat was. Leeg.
The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8?
Oh, wacht, het staat in de hieroglyphen.
I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number. But which?
Die weten we wel nog. Want we weten dat de hieroglyphen naar beneden waren. Eens kijken waar we uit een beetje komen.
Dad's clues mention Mum's paintings and their anniversary. Hopefully I can find some answers in the West Wing.
Moet ik nog dat boek nakijken daar voor de hieroglyphen of niet? Dat is wel een beetje een vraag nu. En er waren 2 vogeltjes. En dan kon ik met dit boek
Dad,
doen.
I think it's this one. In the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Yes, I think
This
you're...
was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs.
Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Oké. Eens kijken waar we overal uitkomen.
Mistress Lara, I took the
Winston.
liberty of preparing a tray, as dinner did not go according to plans. I've included, in addition to your meal, a few treats. I would appreciate it if you kept this between us, but I felt tonight called for something special. If you will forgive me the indulgence, your rapid exit from the dinner table had me concerned, and I wanted to impart something that I hope sets your mind at ease. I have known your father for quite some time. There is an intensity to his passion that can be frightening, but I recognize that same passion in you. You're more like him than you know. Never doubt that he loves you more than his research, more than his artifacts, more than anything in this world. Storms pass, and tomorrow will be clear and blue again. When you have finished, please leave the tray outside. Be well. Yours, Winston.
I don't even remember this letter. I'm sure I wasn't able to read it at the time. He write this more for himself than for me? Okay. Who knows? Who knows? Een beetje kijken waar we uitkomen. Oké, hier is de Great Hall. Dus kunnen we eerst hier alles... En hier is ook aan het blinken. Beetje achtig. Niet helemaal, maar... Kan ik ook... I know. Ik wil alles onderzoeken. Ah ja, nu kan ik die ook openen. Oh, die had ik gewoon nog niet geopend.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Was hier ergens ook nog ergens een kist die ik niet kon openen zonder de key? En eerst hier beneden even rondkijken weer, hè. Oké. Ik denk daar aan die kant dat dat was. Hier ergens was die deur. Die daar. Die kreeg ik ook niet open zonder een master key. Die we nu hebben.
The Croft family crest.
Oké, aan de ene kant wil ik eerst die basisstudie nog eens bekijken nu we de master key hebben. Hier gaan we naar de Forbidden Wing gaan. Te kijken of ik alles nu heb van dingen. Hier beneden was gewoon een sideway. Niet nagecheckt worden. Oh, hier beneden heb ik nog niet iets gecheckt.
One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
Oké. De kluis konden we nog niet in. Oké. Oké, let's go to the Forbidden Wing. Ik moet wel zeggen, het begint er opnieuw uit te zien met die muren met dat water.
Worse than I thought.
Oef. Wat verwachten we?
The manor is a different place. A dimness pervades, a quiet I can't stand.
Heeft heel die wing afgesloten sinds de verdwijning van die moeder.
What has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked after her mother only once, and I'm afraid my reaction must have terrified her. I will need Winston more than ever these next few months to help look after her. I never quite realized how much grief can consume a man, but I am utterly consumed. I know I can't escape the pain, but I will try my damnedest to avoid it. I will seal the West Wing for as long as I live in this place. It will remain exactly as Amelia left it.
Nee, behalve de boom.
Perhaps someday Lara can find her own answers there.
That was right, I could sense the change, and now I'm going to find my own answers. Yep. Eerst de hallen even ook bekijken. Die boom is nieuw, denk ik.
Okay, Lara, keep it together. You're starting to see things.
Oké, we hebben dus 2 deuren waar we door kunnen.
My lord, we all hope your work was well received at the conference and look forward to your return. As is so often the case with these missives, I wanted to call your attention to an incident involving our little angel.
Little angel.
It seems that Lara has been the subject of some ridicule amongst the other girls at school. From what I can gather, some of the other young ladies were teasing her for being too much of a tomboy. You know how Lara can get when pushed into a corner. Let's just say they won't be bothering her again. But I do think their words have had an effect. I believe Lara has been missing her mother lately. She's begun to worry that she isn't like the other girls. And having grown up with only a father, it shouldn't come as a surprise that she has trouble relating to them. I wonder if this new friend of yours, Anna, is it? Perhaps she might prove a welcome influence. It might be worth bringing her to the manor to meet Lara. In any case, I'll let you decide the proper time to do that. Please travel home safely. Yours, Winston.
Oh, Winston, he really did look out for me. He did.
Mum's atelier. Dad sealed it soon after she died. Untouched for years, exactly as she left it.
Oké. Clues. Of gaan we eerst die andere room nachecken?
There has to be something in Mum's atelier that I missed.
Ja, maar ik wil eerst die andere room ook weten wat dat is. Is dat de bedroom of quarters of wat? Wat aan deze kant? Oké, de bed. Master bedroom. Met clues ook. De wedding day.
After everything Atlas has done, how could you tell him about the expedition?
It's just all been too much. I needed to talk to someone. He's still my brother.
I don't trust him.
I think this was Dad's pocket watch. Looks like it stopped precisely at midnight.
You don't have to, Richard, but please, trust me.
I'm sorry, my dear, but I know him. He'll take it to the papers. The investors will pull out.
This is Dad. I suppose it's a family tradition, but I can't imagine having one of these made of me.
Nee, dank u. Die zou ik ook overslaan.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best and his worst. I've experienced the purity and chaos of his passion, and I came to realize I want his passion in my life every day. So it's done. Richard wanted to wait another 4 days until my birthday, but I wouldn't have it. Once I make a decision, I prefer to get on with it. So we found a small chapel in Luxor that was just right. And with Roth and the others at our side, we married as the sun set over this remarkable land.
4 dagen
Mother
voor
will
de
never
birthday.
forgive me. Atlas will forever resent me. But I don't care anymore. I'm free of De Mornay obligations. Free to pursue my own passions and live my life surrounded by those who will encourage and challenge me. I'm excited for the future, whatever it may bring. Tomorrow, Richard and I return home to London as the Crofts, forging our path together.
Marrying in Luxor was Mom's idea. I never knew. I'm lucky to have this glimpse of her so many years later. Het is 4 dagen voor haar verjaardag.
Amelia would not have approved. That alone should have been the end of it. But I am, as God made me, a stubborn fool. I locked all the West Wing's doors, and I shall not open them again until either my life or my obstinacy comes to an end. The night before, Roth told me I would someday change my mind.
Nee, dat is niet gebeurd.
A broken arm cast in plaster, he said. The wound would heal, and we would someday shed the bandages to be whole again. The metaphor made me
alleen jammer voor
furious.
Lara.
The clumsy way he cast our loss off as nothing more than an inconvenience. There is wisdom in his rough words, but I've done what I must. Perhaps one day, Lara will throw back the doors to let the sun shine in again. Maybe she will find her own sense of peace in this place.
Want hij heeft letterlijk wel die deur voor zijn eigen gesloten, maar ook voor zijn dochter. En dat vind ik wel jammer. I know Dad couldn't deal with what happened, but it's time to open up the West Wing again. It's time to move on. En die bom eruit
At least
gooien.
that old thing still works.
Ah, een ring.
Mom's wedding ring.
Oh,
I
no
always
date.
wondered what happened to it.
Daar is de date. Het is wel een mooie wedding ring. Oké. Always eternity yours. Ik voelde de trilling. Misschien moet ik hem gewoon...
The inscription is faded.
Ik denk eternity yours.
I am bursting with pride. Amelia is with child. It is amazing how everything in life can change with such a simple event. Obviously, we don't know the gender, but already we've discussed possible names. Perhaps Benjamin, after my grandfather, or maybe Griffin. He was more infamous a Croft than even me. No, Amelia wouldn't have it. Besides, she's certain it's a girl. She favors a classic such as Scarlet or Kate, though
Kate is een
I've
mooie
made
naam.
some headway with Lara. A subtle nod to the sun god Ra, and our days in Egypt, where certainly this child was conceived. I find myself thinking about this new life we've created, of how much she might be like us. For all my research into myths of immortality, I may have ignored the most obvious answer to the questions that plague me. We live on through our progeny, our genes, DNA, experiences passed through the generations. Perhaps this is the simple truth of eternal life, and I've just been too stubborn to accept it.
In a way, Dad found the secret of immortality and didn't even realize it. And I'm glad they went with Lara. Maar Kate was ook nog mooi.
Dad may have discovered the secret to immortality without even knowing it.
The perfume.
My mother's perfume. The smell. So familiar. I can almost remember her.
Geuren zijn heel sterk.
Mum,
that the mum?
on her wedding day, she looks so beautiful.
Oktober.
There's a date. October something. Damn, the number is faded.
En de nummer halen we dan uit de birthday
The
van de man.
anniversary was in October, but which day? Oh, I can't believe I don't know this. There's got to be another clue somewhere.
Wel, ik weet wanneer mijn ouders getrouwd zijn.
Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday.
Nou, voilà, de birthday. Mijn ouders zijn getrouwd op 10 augustus 1984. Trouwde birthday. De dingen. Aha. 13 oktober. Dus 10 oktober zijn ze getrouwd. Oh nee, 4 dagen.
October 13th, Mum's birthday.
Nu hebben we genoeg clues.
Pretty sure my parents were married in October. I think it was close to her birthday.
Het was net voor haar birthday. 3 of 4 dagen daarvoor. Nu nog de favorite painting. Oké.
I stood up to my family's criticism, stood in defense of Richard and our love. But as my new life began in Croft Manor, doubt set in. How could love flourish in these cavernous halls and endless passageways? Had I made a terrible mistake? I have never been more delighted to be wrong. Richard welcomed me to the manor, my new home, with a game.
Aww.
It was a clue, written in jumbled words from 5 different languages. But it pointed the way forward. The next clue was a seemingly blank piece of parchment in the kitchen, where the heat of a candle revealed a message written in lemon juice.
Zijn er ook lemon juice bij het ook?
Grinning like a child as I solved his riddles and chased the trail to its end. A white cloth stretched out on the lawn where a picnic was laid out. We laughed and ate, and my doubt vanished with the last of the morning mist. Love can and will endure.
Good job, Dad. You knew how hard this decision was for her, and you made it easy. Aww.
I don't have any memory of this. I wish I could remember doing this. Mum died too young. Mum with me as a baby. I've never seen this. Hard to believe I was ever that small.
Wel, we zijn allemaal small begonnen.
Mum's paintings. Which one was Dad's favorite?
Dat lezen we waarschijnlijk in dat boekje.
You've almost got it, darling. Here, let me show you. Like this, see? Well done, Lara. Well done.
I wonder how my life would have been different had she lived.
Wel, er is niet officieel dat zij dood is, dus...
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there, in one of his foul moods, and even as he dripped venom for Richard with his cruel barbs, I could only laugh. To think that I once listened to my bitter brother in matters of my own happiness. My dismissal only served to infuriate him more. I left him there in Father's study, muttering to himself. On the drive back, as Winston took a longer route through the country, I looked through my paintings, Richard's favourite one among them. A simple abstract with blocks of red. I smiled, thinking about giving it to him. I was happy, and I was going home.
It must have been so hard for her to give up her family.
Blocks of red. Dad's favorite painting. Maybe something about that painting will help me figure out the combination. Okay, back to the study
Vier?
coconut safe.
Oké.
I'm glad I still have so much of Mum's work.
Oké, de eerste is dan die hieroglyph. De tweede gaat dan 10 of 9 zijn. 9 of 10 en dan 4.
Dad, what do you keep in there?
Nothing too important, Lara. Estate business and such.
If it's not important, then why bother putting it in a safe?
I should know better than to try and pull one over on you. There is something important in here.
Ik wil wel even kijken. Kan ik alles herlezen ergens? Oh, hier van boven kan ik het waarschijnlijk herlezen.
For God's sake.
I believe it took...
It's for you, should you need it someday.
Well, let's hope you came through for me, Dad.
Oké, dat zal het wel 9 zijn. 9 en 4. Moet ik alleen kijken met die hieroglyphen. Welke hieroglyph het alweer was.
The fair. I remember.
Ja, die hieroglyphen worksheet hier.
Remember this now.
5. Oké.
Has to be in the clues. Okay.
5, 9,
Let's see
4.
if I can figure this out.
Found?
No, that's not it.
Heb ik de verkeerde volgorde? Clues.
For God's
Ja,
sake, memorize the
verkeerde
combination,
volgorde.
you fool.
Dus 5,
Lara's
4, 9.
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues.
4,
That
9.
worked.
Ik had het verkeerd om. Easy.
It makes me happy to know that Dad kept it safe.
Aww.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
I am numb. It is taking all my willpower to hold back the overwhelming grief. Amelia's plane crashed in the mountains.
Oh
She
nee.
died alone in the snow, waiting for me to find her.
Oké.
Oh God, not her, not now. I cannot accept it. Life without her is too painful to imagine. I know what must be done. And I am resolved. I'm going to bring her back. Perhaps this
What?
is why I am here. Perhaps this is fate. A test of my faith in the truth I've sought for so long. Roth will fight me on this, but I can't face Lara. I can't look into her eyes unless I try. I must try to bring Amelia back. The monks are preparing the elixir now, and then we will see if all my years of hunting this truth was for naught.
Dad, oh no, what did you do?
Dad, what did you do? Dad's sequel to his first book on immortality. He never got a chance to publish it. Handwritten. This is the only copy. Damn, this isn't it either. I was certain there had to be a will in here. Wait, what's that? A blank page.
It's not blank.
Dad must have left this for me. It has to be important.
Maar even... Linkte daar ook iets? Nee, oké. We moeten gewoon naar een fireplace gaan in de main center of the manor. Ja, we kunnen hier ook het vuur aanzetten, denk ik. Allee, pak hem.
A hidden message.
Oh. Oh, wauw. Kijk hoe cool dit gemaakt is. Dat is in de kelder. Wacht hè. Ik denk ook beter van hieruit naar de kelder terug raakten, hè. Want ik kwam in de library hier uit. Van de kelder. Of is die hidden passage 2? Kwam hieruit. Want ga ik via de bovenkant wel gewoon. Dat gaat ook. Ik ga wel via de bovenkant. Dus terug naar de wijn. Oh, wacht, nu krijg je deze deur ook open. Die was ik al vergeten. Maar waar ben ik nu? Ah, ik ben hier. Hey, interesting. Oké, we zitten in de wijndingen. Dan voorbij de tafel. Hier, dit stuk moest ik vooruit duwen of zoiets. Hier. En... Oh. Weer dezelfde combinatie. Of...
Nope, that's wrong. A hidden message.
Aha!
What are these strange marks? They have to be some kind of clue.
Zijn die hefoglyphs. Oké, dat is de code. Dus eerst, dat is volgens mij in 1 geweest en dan... Hieroglyph worksheet.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number.
1, 4, 2.
The answer has to be on the page with the invisible ink. That worked.
Secret room! Oh.
Damn, locked in. Did this open the secret door from the inside? Hope I'm not trapped in here. Did Dad build all of this just to keep his research safe?
Ooh.
This was part of a set of statues Dad found in China. He thought it was linked to the Temple of Xian. Perhaps I should look into it someday.
That's cute. Oké, de doos gaan we nog niet bekijken.
Dad's Tibetan scroll. I remember he used to pore over this late into the night.
Ik vind het echt wel leuk gedaan hier allemaal.
The missing page from the renovation plans. They didn't want anyone outside the family knowing about this crypt.
Daarom, de page.
The renovations are proceeding in secret. The work crew Roth hired for the job have been paid handsomely to keep the details of the job out of the records, so I'm fairly confident no word will get out about what I'm doing. I've been careless with presenting my findings, attracting all the wrong sorts of attention. Roth thinks I'm being paranoid by building this secret vault, but I know I'm being watched. My work is too important and potentially too dangerous. It can't fall into the wrong hands. I need a secure place to keep it all safe.
That must have seemed paranoid to Rod, but I understand why he built this vault. Kistje gaan we nog even laten, want ik heb het gevoel dat dat...
There's an inscription. This is the Croft universe. Our knowledge is to the east. Our respite to the west. Our future is to the south. Our past is to the north.
Helaas kan ik het niet lezen.
Our past to the north. Could there be something else beneath the manor?
Oh, nog een game. Oké, secret wall.
Dad's collected knowledge. There must be so many secrets hidden in here.
Richard, I tried to see you in person last week, but your manservant hustled me away like some common tout peddling silverware. He told me you are heartbroken and you're not yet ready to see visitors. He told me you blame yourself for your loss. Well, to that, I say you had damn well better. I hope it hurts. I hope every moment of your life from this day forward is a ringing echo of loss. I hope you live just long enough to feel that pain grow when you hoped it would diminish, because you earned it. You stole Amelia from us. You ruined her reputation and poisoned her mind with a fantasy for children. In the end, you might as well have choked the life from her with your own hands. Do not contact me again, ever. But you must make arrangements for the future of your daughter. Have you considered perhaps it would be better if you followed Amelia sooner rather than later? As Lara's legal guardian, perhaps I could erase some of the damage you've already done to the poor girl. If not, I will do everything in my power to see to it that the Croft name is forgotten. Lara deserves better than you. So did Amelia. And so do we all. Atlas.
Uncle Atlas won't stop until the Croft name is ruined. I have to find a way to get him out of my life. Wat een onkeltje. Wat een onkeltje toch.
It's over. I have done all that I could, and my Amelia is still cold and dead. Roth first scowled at my designs. Then he pleaded with me not to go through with the ritual. Not because he feared it might work, but because he feared what I might do when it failed. And it has failed. There is no doubt in that. I prepared everything according to my research. When I dropped the stone into the elixir and held it to her lips, I thought for the barest moment that it had worked. The hour was midnight and my pocket watch stopped inexplicably. There was a charge in the air like the moment before a lightning strike. For a heartbeat, I imagined that my life was being drawn from me as one empties a glass in order to be poured back into Amelia. I would have welcomed death if the last thing I saw were her eyes, clear and alive again. But the moment passed. Amelia is still dead, and I was no Orpheus.
Dus ze hebben haar lijk wel.
We will return to the manor and lay her to rest. I owe her that.
Ah, dus haar cryptus misschien hier beneden.
You brought her home. She's here, somewhere.
Oké, wacht hè. We gaan eens hier aan de kistjes kijken nu.
Might be able to use this to access other parts of the manor.
Ja, zoals dat ding. Een crowbar. The crowbar can be used to pry open various objects and doors through the manor. Kan ik het licht proberen? Oh.
Amazing. Even in here, Dad went out of his way to hide his findings.
Interesting. Maar niks speciaals nu, oké. We hebben alles gezien, denk ik. Oh, dit is weer waar de dingen zijn. De servants.
Hi, Dad. So I know I only just returned to school, but when can I come out to the dig site again? It's just so boring here. We're doing all the stuff I already read last summer. I always end up staring out the window and thinking about our expeditions, and then I'm yelled at for daydreaming. I promise I'll be good and not disturb you and just work wherever you tell me. I just miss it, Dad. And I miss you.
I don't remember writing this. I don't remember being bored in school, though. Oké, dus nu kunnen wij meerdere dingen openbreken. De vraag is, gelijk wat? En daar ging waarschijnlijk de deur toe. Of niet?
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. Those were good times. The best times.
Ik ben aan het zoeken naar kapotte muren, hè. Ik kan me niet herinneren dat ik iets echt kapot zag. Ik weet wel dat er deuren gebarricadeerd waren zoals dit. Maar ik denk niet dat dat... Ik denk dat dat expres gewoon gedaan is om te kijken... Want wat is... Oh, wacht, hier is nog iets. Hier ligt nog iets.
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
My uncle's first attempt of trying to cut me off from the manor. It backfired though. I wasn't as crazy as he believed. Oeh, hey Griever, nog niet uitgespeeld, is de DLC. Maar nee. Ik heb net een crowbar gekregen, dus ik kan dingen slopen. Ik weet alleen niet wat ik mag slopen. Solve the riddle and the sun shape. Oh wacht. The North. Oké, dat is dus de... Aha.
Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past is to the north.
Past? Oké, wat is achter dit crofting? Wat is hier achterin? Ik denk toch dat het Solve the Riddle.
There's an inscription. This is the Croft universe. Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past.
Dus ik moet naar het zuiden gaan. Our future is to the south. Maar er is niks. Our past in the north. Oh. Hello. Wel. Ik had gedacht dat er achter iets dat tekentje iets zat. Maar nee, ik heb hem nog niet uitgrieven. En ik heb PlayStation klaarstaan. Dus straks kan ik gewoon... Nee, ik ga eens even piepen. Straks kunnen we die doen. Maar ik denk dat in The Shadows heel veel vervolg gaat zijn van deze game. Dus daar ben ik ook wel benieuwd naar.
Incredible. This crypt was here all along.
I expected a sort of crushing finality to grip me when we returned to the manor to lay Amelia to rest. Indeed, once the last of my funereal duties were performed, I fully believed that I would crumple to the ground next to her and expire, not from grief, but succumbing to the terrible exhaustion of the last few weeks. Instead, as the mausoleum stones slid into place, I felt a sort of peace and energy, one that I confess caught me entirely off guard. This was not the terminus of our story, and I was a fool to think so. Her body may be gone, but her spirit still resides here, in the manor, in me, in Lara. Her soul is forever twined with mine, and death is just a momentary interruption. I walked out of that cold quiet into a sunlight that burned my eyes, and I have never been more sure. Death is not the end, and there is work yet to do.
This is where it all started, our family obsession. Well, now it's time for me to complete our work. Oké, dus dit is de tomb van de mam. Dat moet Lara's mam zijn. En hele andere dooien ook nog. Waarom ligt Richard dan hier niet?
My God, can it be? Dad, you did bring her home.
De boom is hier ook al doorgeraakt. Ik bedoel, als het een family tomb is, waarom...
My great-grandmother Rose, nicknamed the Golden Rose for her perfect reputation. I wonder what she would have thought of me.
Hier nog van die leuke extraatjes op die tafels. Voordat ik het papiertje op het graf ga bekijken. Ik denk het niet, hè? Oké, papiertje.
My dearest Lara, it is difficult to write this, knowing these may only ever be words on a page to you. I wonder if you will remember my voice. Will you remember the way we used to play and laugh? Will you remember me comforting you when you were sad? Know that I'm still with you, Lara. My energy, my love. It's within you. It always will be. Use that energy to pursue your passions in life. Never let others determine your journey. You become who you are through your choices, through the love you give and the promises you keep. I hope you are happy, that you are loved and successful in whatever it is you choose to do. I am proud of you, my darling. Remember me with all my love.
Dus... I will DM the details when I can. Ja, gewoon zeg wanneer ik kan. Ik maak gewoon ruimte voor die... Ja, tijd voor die game, hè. Volgende maand, oké. Volgende maand staat alleen 1 dag iets op en dat is van Fietje, dus voor de rest staat het vrij. Additional relics. Additional relics have become available in the manor.
Lara, I have received the notarized affidavit confirming Amelia's grave and the discovery of the burial crypt within the manor premises.
Zoals ik zei, de game is
While I can't fathom
gedownload.
why your father would hide your mother's fate from her own family, I cannot deny that any legal claims I may have had on the estate are now null and void. Croft Manor and the remainder of your father's assets are now yours in perpetuity to do with as you wish. If there comes a time when you require assistance in managing the estate, I hope you will consider contacting me to obtain
It Takes Two,
my
ja, ik
services.
heb die via de Game Pass.
Sincerely, your uncle.
Dus notification will confirm a grave that discovered in the burial crypt without the man. Oké, dus I'm not sure about his offer. We will see what the future brings. Nee, maar ik heb It Takes Two staat op de PC, inderdaad.
I've been so focused on defying my uncle, of fighting to keep his hands off this manor, that I never realized how much this place actually means to me. But since I've been here, I can feel the presence of my mother and father. I sense the entire history of my family and the deep roots we have in this place. I want to honor my parents. I want to honor all of my ancestors. The Croft family may be all but destroyed, but I will make our name and our home great again.
Make the Crofts great again. Stem op Lara Croft. Het is niet echt iets nieuws, alleen die ene message zag ik dus. Ja, dus alleen die ene. Dus dan hebben we de DLC gedaan, denk ik. Ik denk, wie dit de DLC? Die additional dingen misschien, maar ik zie niet echt direct additional verschijnen. Revelio? Revelio? Oh, nee. Dus ik denk dat we alles gedaan hebben. Van de DLC. Ik heb ook zoveel mogelijk dingen. Dat is ook wel leuk om te weten wat er dan met Lara's moeder is gebeurd. Maar ik ben nog altijd wel waarom die Atlas, nonkel Atlas, zo raar doet, vind ik. Atlas is niet raar. Nee, is er niet echt iets... Oh ja, dit is alleen bijgekomen.
The broken sword I brought back from Yamato.
En dat is de dingen van deze game.
The Atlas. Such an amazing piece of craftsmanship. Sophia insisted I take it home with me.
Ah, oké, dit is nu na de game. Zojuist was het voor de game en nu is het na de game. Nu heb ik ook van dat bureau mijn laptop hier gezet in plaats van daar. En ik slaap nu hier ook niet meer recht op de zetel, denk ik dan. En de library. Oké. Oké, cool. Dat betekent access to main menu. Wie dit de DLC? Dit is de DLC. Dan krijg je nog een beetje achtergrondmuziekje. Dan ga ik omwisselen langzaam naar PlayStation. De titel dan ook veranderen. En dan gaan we Lara Croft 1 remaster